Hey golfers, I'm Drew Mahowald of Second Swing Golf here at Second Swing at Minnetonka, joined by Kevin Kraft for a head-to-head driver comparison. Today, we're going to be talking about carbon quite a bit. It is the TaylorMade Stealth versus the TaylorMade Qi35. So this is the first iteration of the, all carbon driver.
Yep.
The Stealth, which was now what, 4 years ago, ish?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 years ago. Now this kind of what's most recently the sort of introduction of Chromium Carbon into the Qi35 design. So talk to me about the carbon wood era for TaylorMade, Kevin. How you've been fitting with it, how it's performed in the bays, what you think of it so far, and then we'll talk a little about Qi35 as well.
So I think still kind of divides opinion.
Yeah.
I was pretty impressed when Stealth came out that the feel is as good as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Basing it on something like Callaway's C4,
right,
which was, had no feel whatsoever. The first swing with this was kind of an eye opener. It's like, it actually feels like a golf club.
Yeah.
Right? It actually feels pretty good. So, looks wise, TaylorMade's morphed a bit through the years. The new one is distinctly different.
Yes.
Some people are effervescent about it because it's all carbonated.
Yes. I like that, carbonated.
Yes, thank you. And but the coloration is markedly different. So some people in the fitting world that I work in really don't like it.
Yeah.
And I like it. I'm open to different things. I mean, I'm wearing green pants today, so obviously I'm open to some different colorations. So I expect to see some performance differences.
Yeah.
The new Chromium Carbon. I think they're trying to find ways to make this face as fast and consistent and durable
and
as
strong,
possible, right? So there have been some concerns there with some issues, but they're working through it. And I think they get a bit of a bad rap because they do sell so many golf clubs, right? I mean, think about it. If you sell one club and it doesn't fail, you're perfect. You sell 50 million clubs and you have some failures, those people that had failures.
We'll talk about it, and word will get out
right?
to some degree.
But overall, I've loved TaylorMade drivers in the past, and I've never had a single one of them fail on me. So
Yeah, I think I can say pretty confidently that Qi10 was a big success for them. I think in terms of their carbon wood era, Qi10 really sort of up the ante for them, if you will. And so I think there's a lot to live up to for Qi35 in that regard. And we've got a video up on our channel already comparing Qi35 to Qi10. But we also wanted to bring it back to the beginning of the carbon wood era here with Stealth. Just see where things have progressed, maybe what differences there are in feel with the way they've optimized and kind of fine-tuned the face over time, in addition to the materials on the crown, and et cetera. So let's do some testing here. We'll
take it back to where we started and see how it's going.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna using that. What's the shaft you got in there and the settings?
I've got the Kylie red. This is higher launching. 60 stiff.
60 stiff. Okay.
Yep. And 9 degrees set lower. So this is actually at 7 degrees.
Oh wow.
Which I did not realize until just now.
You're gonna keep it that way?
I'm just gonna roll with it. I got decent numbers off of it, so in the warm up. So we'll see what happens here.
Okay. Well, let's fire away here.
Yeah.
TaylorMade Stealth.
That is off the toe.
I mean, it's a good miss.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna miss it, that's not gonna hurt you too much. Does have twist face?
Yes.
So
twist face technology helping you on that one.
Absolutely. That was definitely a toe banger. That
it sure was.
Didn't do this right. It just kind of you hit it to the toe. Let me just correct that a little bit, right?
Yeah. It is funny how those toe shots work because a little bit of it depends on the face angle too. Where if the face is open, yours was 3 degrees there, which is not a ton. But if I've got the one sometimes where it's like 7 or 8 degrees open, and then the ball actually just goes further right.
Yeah.
Because it's so open.
Right.
But that was, I mean, that's almost ideal with how that technology is designed to do that.
Yeah. I mean, TaylorMade's brilliant because what twist face is, modified bulge and roll.
Yes.
Wasn't new.
Yeah, right. It wasn't.
Right? But they were
around.
like, hey, nobody's ever called this anything. Let's name it and market it. And
Yes.
and they've done a great job with that.
Yeah.
You know, and it does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
I mean, there you have it right
Yep.
there. So
It's a lot easier to say, hey, that's what twist face does, instead of
yeah, that's what
trying to explain.
That's what a modified bulge and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, what's bulge and roll?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
There's some speed.
That's a little better.
Ooh.
You know, it's markedly different what's going on here now compared to what we were getting off of the fairway woods earlier.
We
I don't
we did some
understand.
fairway wood videos this morning, and yeah, the swings. This is 2 swings in, Kevin.
This is a longer golf club. This is supposed to be harder to square up. And
Well.
yet, here we are.
We got 2 swings in here, Kevin. Let's.
Well, I think it's going to only get better.
Yeah, these are some pretty straight ball flights so far. Tailing just ever so slightly right with that one.
Yeah, it's okay. Got the path a little from the outside that time. Did not hurt my numbers at
Oh.
all.
Oh, that just registered a swing.
Phantom.
That's not.
It's a haunted bay here. We just got the phantom.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna delete that one. That might
That's
mess
fine.
up the averages a little bit.
Yeah, it was good spin rate for me, but
Yeah, your average is now
total
down
of-
to 215 with a plus or minus of 105 yards.
5.2 yard carry and 8.3 yard total. That's
Yeah.
going to bring it down a little bit.
That happens on occasion.
It does. It's funny.
That was a sky ball, wasn't
That
it?
was a pop up.
Yeah, high in the face. I mean, that's a pretty good result for that.
I mean, yeah, that was
Yeah, that looks about right.
yeah.
Wow. We're inching towards 160.
Okay, I guess that was a challenge. Was that a challenge? Get
I'll give you one
160?
swing here. We got our sample, but I'm gonna give you one swing with the Stealth to get
Okay.
to 160. He's done it. Now, has he turned it over too much?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you didn't tell me to hit it down
That's
the
true.
middle. You just said
I
give
did
me,
just
give
say
me
get to
160.
160, but okay.
So
We've got
okay.
some numbers here. This is technically 7 shots. We had the one registered that was goofy there, but this is the Stealth numbers with 7 shots. I don't know if I know like we like to do in the past, it's kind of take the best 6 of 7, or so I'll let you if you want to.
This is your show, man. I just hit the balls. You control. You're the puppet master. I just do what you want me to do.
Okay, well, we're gonna keep all of them.
Fine.
You did go after this last one,
I
which
did.
is fine.
Yeah.
So then there's our dispersion, which is pretty consistent there. I mean,
Yeah.
even, I think we had, this one was a 141, and then
Yeah.
this one was 144, where the carry distance went down, call it, I don't know, 6 to 8 yards from average.
Pretty forgiving.
That's pretty forgiving, because
forgiving.
you did miss those a considerable
Yeah,
amount. We
yeah,
looked at the face location, your impact location, on those. So the averages then, so we look over 156.7 ball speed, a little over 2,000 spin, 267 carry, 293 total. Any qualms with that set of data there?
No, it's not great for me.
Yeah.
It's okay. When you throw a 141 in there,
Yeah.
it's gonna.
Yeah, I mean, for fun, we can just see what that looks like. 141.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna make that much difference, but
Now we got 5 out of 7, and then
yeah,
go,
270, 297. I'm okay with those numbers. I'd like to see that spin rate down a little bit more.
okay.
But other than that, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine. It was good.
Okay.
Let's see what the new guy on the block does.
Yeah.
Okay.
The new gray,
Very good.
grayed out Chromium Carbon Qi35.
That was a little heely
Okay.
and probably a little pulley.
I think it was both, yeah. You're good.
It wasn't bad, though.
No, that actually worked out. That was kind of a nice little miss there.
Yeah.
In a sense.
It's good to have some misses in there because we want to see what this golf club does on misses.
Ooh, there's some speed right off the bat here. Yep, 1897. You were saying one of the things you're looking for here is to see lower spin.
Yep.
And see if they're able to increase ball speed for you while simultaneously decreasing the spin on average.
Yes.
That'd be a big win. So.
Would be a big win. Ah, that was way off the bottom. At least it felt way off the bottom.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
You can tell by that
spin rate
result.
Yeah.
Wow.
Want 3 bills.
He's chasing 300 yards, folks. He's chasing it.
Not going to get it off the toe unless I get super low spin.
Oh, he got to 295.
So close.
That was a fascinating ball flight. It's like it went straight for about 100 yards, and then it was like, actually, here's my draw.
Yeah, let's turn a little bit. Ah, come on.
299.
Let's get 60 turning up the middle rather than turning up the left side.
There it is. That was a good swing. Oh, yeah? Turn it over a little bit.
Man.
Still a good swing, though.
Okay.
So, got to ask you on feel now. So, because they refined the carbon twist face over time, is there a difference in feel between Stealth and Qi35?
There is. There is
Okay.
a bit of a difference in feel. And it just feels like it literally feels like a progression.
Okay.
Like they've just tried to make this face a little bit better each gen. And then with the change in actually composition on this one, it feels very responsive.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's ultimately what they're going for, right? I think that was the concern when they first introduced carbon face.
Yeah.
It's like, is this going to work? I think the initial thought was this thing is going to be so soft and like almost too soft to where it could be a concern.
Yep.
And I think that's maybe where some of those durability things have come up in the past models.
Yeah.
But I think with Qi10 they definitely nailed it, and they've certainly improved upon it with Qi35. So let's get some numbers and some data up there. I've got every swing up there from each. So we did not take one thing out of here. This is a dispersion. This is, and the numbers on the right as well. Anything to jump out at you initially here?
Nothing other than it's completely the other side of the fairway than we were looking at.
Yeah,
with
the
fairway
ball's turning
weights.
over with the driver. Sure is, yeah.
Um,
All right, so numbers. You wanted to see some lower spin. We did see that.
Yeah. Little tiny bit.
Little tiny bit.
I had a couple that kind of spun up a little.
Yeah.
147 smash factor. Very consistent with the Qi35. Slightly more variance on the Stealth. Yeah, I'm down a little bit in carry, but I'm up a little bit in total there. This launched a little bit lower.
It did.
Even though my attack angle was a little higher. Okay, so that could be impact location related, potentially.
Yeah, let's just see what we got there for the impact location. So that's kind of a good money zone there. The average was kind of barely high toe, barely.
Yeah, and you could see though, you've got a little bit of
something down here
there and a little bit of there, and so the good news is the majority of it's in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, they're both pretty similar spots actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, what I also want to do, because we do this in some of the other testing, and is if there's an outlier worth taking out in either one of these. Okay. I know we obviously had the.
If anyone on this one, it's this guy here.
This guy for sure. Yep. Yeah, you're right about that.
And then
we also had the 141 down here. We can maybe remove.
Yeah, yeah. Those would be the two to probably throw out overall.
Yeah, yeah. If we were to take out, so this is now then the best 6 out of 7, I believe it is.
Yeah.
With each. Nothing changes. Nothing changes that much. We did see slightly now. That Stealth wins in sort of the smash factor because you had the 141 removed from the set.
Yep.
but the numbers are pretty close.
They are.
We did see just overall a little more consistency on like the ball speed with Qi35. You're not losing as much on miss hits there. Now, granted though, the Stealth was pretty good on the miss hits as well.
Yeah.
So a little bit lower spin.
Yep.
Any other takeaways here from when you look at this?
A little lower with Qi35.
Yeah.
So both of them at 7 degrees.
Yeah.
Same settings. So just happened to hit this one a little bit lower. It did have a little more left side bias.
It did,
So
and the
that's
pattern was
probably
tighter
the
too.
influence there of
The pattern is tighter as well with the Qi35.
yeah,
So
yeah. Well,
there's
that's because I actually hit a couple up the middle with the Stealth.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, natural progression again. We're living in an era now where the gains are from generation over generation are going to be small.
Yeah.
Right. So, are we going to buy a new driver for 2 yards?
Yeah.
If it's more forgiving and you hit it more up the middle and you feel good about that, then absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
It depends what you're after, because I think with the Qi35 here, we certainly, the numbers are right there. You just showed them. There wasn't a distance gain of more than a couple yards, right?
Right.
And we're talking a couple generations here.
Yeah.
But we have a tighter dispersion pattern,
Yep.
a little more consistency on the ball speed. So it's just whatever you're looking for. If you're looking to just chase absolute distance, you might not see the benefits of a Qi35
we might
upgrade.
go into the LS head.
Yes.
Right? Because there's not a lot we can attack there in terms of spin, but if we could drop it, 100, 150 RPM, get the launch up a little bit, those two things could translate into some better numbers there. You come in and you ask for something, we're going to throw everything we can at it to make it work.
Right. So, yeah, a good test for us to do here.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of intrigue around this carbon wood air from TaylorMade. So, but of course, we can get fit for either one at second swing. Stealth, a lot of used in the stores or online to get tuned in for you. Or, of course, right now in the tour van bays, we have got all the Qi35 components needed for club fitting. So, Kevin, thanks for hitting the shots here, giving your insight. Good stuff here. Go get fit today for TaylorMade Stealth or Qi35.